the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that? It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie. Welcome to the podcast. There's some absolute criminal going around Sydney poisoning trees at the moment. Mate, I didn't know as well. We're going to talk about this. But it's only a $3,000 maximum fine for poisoning a tree. I mean, if you've got if it's getting in the way of your view, are you prepared to pay the $3,000?
What? Yeah. How much value does it add if you have the view? I had not my tree poisoned. I had my drink poisoned a while ago.
By who?
It was just me. I wasn't home
did
alone.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, you poisoned
I
yourself.
spiked my own drink. Anyway,
You should stop eating those mushrooms, that mushroom pie that you have in front of you.
that was really nice. Thanks for making that, mate. You sure it's safe to eat?
Yeah, it's totally fine. Beef Wellington, it's one of my favourites.
Allegedly. It's allegedly one of your favourites.
Allegedly.
No, nothing will happen to you.
Okay, all right.
No!
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Mother's Day's coming up, guys. You've got very
Help me.
important women. You've got very important women in your lives. And I just want to say, like, birthdays are great. I love an event. I love a celebration. I'm mad for it. But Mother's Day is kind of my favourite out of all of them.
So as a mum, it sits up there at the top, does it?
Yeah, because, you know, I feel like I really do require some celebration of that particular role. Like, birthdays are great, but what did you do? You just got born, whatever.
Yeah. I know, and people say congratulations, it's your birthday. What, for surviving another 365 days?
Exactly. All I did was come out of the canal.
Haven't done
That was
anything.
not really that much of an achievement.
No.
Do you enjoy more the kids looking after you for the day or you looking after Paddy for the day? What do you love more?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I've got a mother.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
And
that's...
if you're a new parent, can I just point this out? Mother's Day for me was always about my mum. And then when Lisa had children, I never thought that it was about Lisa. I always thought it was about my mum. And on the first Mother's Day, I failed. And I think I bought her a bag of lollies and she went, "Is that it?" And I went, "Well, it's not me. You're
What,
not my
on the
mum."
first Mother's Day,
Yeah.
you bought her a bag of lollies?
Yeah, almost in a rescue mission because she felt like she should have something, and I just missed it. I stuffed
Hey,
it
You're
up,
the
guys.
worst.
I don't get it right every time.
I've got a question for you. I need an answer on this. Last year, Mother's Day, I put up an Instagram post and put up a beautiful photo of my mother and BJ and what they mean to me. But then I was thinking to myself, in an Instagram post to celebrate Mother's Day, do you have to put up your mother-in-law as well?
No.
No.
It's an it. Oh, yeah, serious? I mean, she's...
Yeah, she's a big part of your world,
Oh,
but there's no
You
right
know,
or wrong,
if
Ryan
you-
James.
If you tailor the caption to be about the important mothers
Yeah.
in your life, then
Yep.
yes.
Yep.
Oh, look, just do it. It just saves so much.
Well, I've
so
also
many
got
issues.
a double for her for Usher.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a win. And some cherries and a box of cherries.
Imagine BJ's mum and a set of cherries at Usher. I mean, I'd pay anything for that. That would be a great Mother's Day gift to me.
That's enough,
Fitz.
Chris.
No,
You're taking it too far, Chris.
Chris, security's coming.
I want to take you through my perfect Mother's Day, and it'll give you an insight into what we really want.
Okay.
So it begins with waking up alone.
Yeah.
I would love to just wake up and open my eyes and, as a little treat, not have to flee my bedroom as if I'm leaving a burning building in order to start poaching eggs, organising shoes, screaming at someone about why didn't you put that in the washing last night.
want that
Chrissy,
freedom.
you wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to do it, though. This is the thing. You say that, but you wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to relax. You wouldn't be able to sleep in. You can't because your body is trained to do that every time.
So you need a hotel room.
It's true. It's true. We run on adrenaline, us mothers. And I don't want to sleep in, actually. I want to get up very, very early.
Okay.
But I want to be by myself and I want to potter around my house in the dark, just like scrolling Instagram and making a coffee and, I don't know, saying hello to my dog, all that sort of stuff, just quiet and peace.
shears,
then-
maybe getting the shears out and just clipping a few rows.
What?
Oh
bushes
my
out the front.
God, that is featured on my perfect day. A little bit of alone time with my secateurs and my blower.
Pretty keen on pruning, are you?
I am.
Right.
So here we go. We wake up alone and early before sunrise.
Okay.
And then I just potter around the house and I do nothing. Then I put on when I hear the first tweak of birdies, I put on some runners and then I go for a walk around the corner and I get a croissant and another coffee and then I eat it while I'm walking.
Oh, you'd be flying by then, 2 coffees.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oh, God, that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Then I come home and I put on my gardening clothes, which I keep in a very special drawer.
Oh, Dom
And
just
I'll-
arrived.
You should see me in my 7XL Kmart T-shirt and holy bicycle shorts. Then the kids miraculously arrive.
Okay.
And then they help me in the garden planting gardenias and hydrangeas and they do not whinge once.
Oh, that is...
And they do not hide from me in order to avoid helping me in making my dreams come true. Then I say, I'm a bit hungry. What would you like? And I don't care what they say because I've already decided, 'cause it's Mother's Day,
Yeah.
I'm going to have a fresh white Baker's Delight roll with sesame seeds, long,
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
a Viennese Frank from the supermarket, boiled just right.
Go on.
And I'm going to put butter on that soft white roll and tomato sauce and seeded mustard, and I'm going to eat the hot dog. And then I want to sit in the sun
Yeah.
and watch my children continue to shovel mulch with a smile on their face. Then at about 3:30 in the afternoon, I want my best friend Beck to come over and then we gas bag in the sunshine just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
And then I go, I'm a bit hungry. What do you think? And then I turn on my oven and I perfectly cook my favourite potato dauphinoise dish. I'll do 2 of them because I'm expecting guests. I
Yeah,
have
of
people.
course. Yeah.
And I'll do a couple of organic chooks that I have bought on quick sale and frozen.
A lot of food going on.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
Oh, food is the best.
Well, it seems to be this
coffees?
gardening slipped in between meals.
Yes, this is my perfect day.
Sure.
Then at about 5 o'clock, my own mother, Patty Swan, rambles up, probably with a giant blue and yellow IKEA bag full of stuff. And then my sister comes as well.
Hello.
And we all sit and eat this magnificent roast chicken and potato dauphinoise dish. Then my kids clean up without whinging or hiding or scattering as if a gun has gone off, just in case I look at
See,
them
it
and say,
all-
could you
this
pass
is
the
a dream.
dishwasher?
It all seemed possible till that bit, I reckon. The kids cleaning up.
And then we all sit, not the kids though, just me and my lady friends, my mum and my sister and my best friend. And we just talk about juicy stuff like who really owns the recipe to a caramel slice and why did Dochi arrive to the Met Gala in the big box and is Taylor definitely pregnant or only, maybe?
And what time do bloody Fitzy and I
then-
arrive for a couple of beers?
What time does the bloody dancer arrive? What time does he rock up for her?
You know what I mean?
7:30.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Bit of a random comment, but how good are trees? There's a bit of a problem going around Sydney about people lopping trees down or poisoning trees.
Yeah.
Did you know about the Almond Park serial killer? Someone's going around poisoning trees in Ashfield, Whip.
Jeez. Mate, they've been doing it in Darling Point, which is a very, very exclusive area, Ryan James.
For the views.
Yeah, but they have these, 200-year-old, what are they? They're figs. They're giant fig trees.
Gotcha.
And so what they do, there's these banners all over the trees at the moment saying if you can help identify who poisoned these trees, there's a reward.
Yeah, that's a fair call.
Mate, they're
don't-
amazing trees.
I don't like these stories. Well, there's a guy, David Thompson. He lives in Waverley here in Sydney. He's infuriated with because he went away on a family holiday. And his beloved magnolia tree while he was away, believed to be 100 years old, was completely destroyed by his neighbour, Marco Fanuli.
Hold on, Fanuli.
Now, how's this? Fanuli only gets a $3,000 fine. That's the maximum available to council. And the tree loppers, the arborists, they only get $6,000 fine for destroying the tree. And David Thompson's come out and said the tree's worth way more than $3,000 and now it's gone.
Because quite often you have to, in a situation like this, if you're caught, you got to replace the tree. So
I agree.
you have to spend money to regenerate the soil and replace the tree as well.
Oh, yeah, but it's a big task. I mean, a tree usually takes around 20, 30 years to get
mate,
back to its original.
Impossible. If there was a tree in our backyard and we were doing some renos, so we had to pay the council $30,000 up front. So we didn't pay them the money. It was a deposit up front so that if anything was to happen to that tree, then they had access to that money. So you had to protect the tree at all costs.
The tree was on bail, was it?
Yeah, it was. It was out on bail, and it was found innocent by the end and got off all charges.
Well, it had a trunk bracelet, didn't it, there for a while?
It did, yeah. It couldn't leave the property and probably won't for the rest of its life.
Do you know, my mate Panners, he did exactly the same. He had a bit of a view of the ocean, and the guy across the road just wouldn't lop down his tree. So Panners offered him $5,000, and he said, "No, I'm not taking it, mate. I love that tree." Panners, there's nothing that he can do about it. He's asked a few people in the area, can I maybe just drill something in there and poison it? And they're going, no, you can't do that, mate.
It's too obvious, mate, the old rusty nail. You don't ask to cut down a tree from your neighbour. They say no, and then you try and poison on the sly. Do you know what? This is where Francesca goes to school. There's a beautiful view of the harbour. Like, it's next level ridiculous position of property. And all these trees have been poisoned. And they sit in front of a house that's next to the school.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
It's so obvious. And we went on a tour of the school down to this area, and the teacher said, and all these trees have been poisoned, which is devastating for the area. And we're trying to work out who could have done it. Who could have done it? There's one house there. Who would have possibly done this?
Can you poison a house?
Or the owner? Oh, yeah. With mushrooms,
you can't just leave the trees alone.
Leave them alone, mate.
They're quite popular as well. For oxygen.
So glad you've done service to the trees this morning, Fitz.
Well, the more trees you take away, the more oxygen that you're stealing. And you're known around the office as the oxygen thief, Whip.
Well, that's why my job annually is to plant more trees.
Well, Magnolia is your nickname, isn't it?
Yeah, Steel Magnolia.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Here's a interesting update for you, because last week we spoke about the accident that happened on the Mooney Bridge.
Oh, he's turned his own mic off. That was awesome.
Guys,
Can we do that regularly?
There's a button here and I accidentally leant on it, but I'm back, guys. Sorry, first day in the studio.
Good to have you back.
Yes.
Anyway, if you remember this, some metal fell off the back of the truck around Mooney towards Barara, and it was a disaster. They were talking at the time of over 200 cars that had flat tyres due to the scrap metal that had fallen off the back of the truck. Update for you. There's been false claims by other cars in the area who have got cracked windscreens and things like that already, saying that, it's got nothing to do with the tree hit on the weekend.
I love it.
It was the scrap metal on that day. I'm one of the 200 guys. My car wasn't damaged beforehand, if you're thinking it was. Certainly not. It was the metal on the day that got me. In fact, it's destroyed the front of my car.
We went on a footy trip when I was younger. I was only about 17. I went with the A graders, and we went to Melbourne, and we stayed at a Best Western in Melbourne, Chrissy. It was very, very cheap. We got there, we offloaded our stuff, and we left to go and have a beer straight away. And when we came back, everything in our rooms was gone.
Oh, what?
What?
So it was an inside job. Obviously, they saw us rock up. Someone had the keys to get into all the rooms, and all our bags, everything was gone.
No way.
But then the hotel told us that there was an insurance that you could claim through insurance. God, you don't think I got my first laptop that I've never had in my life before.
It's extraordinary that you took an air fryer to Melbourne that day and a PlayStation as well.
Laptops weren't even invented then, and I still claimed one and got it.
How'd you get that jet ski in your bag? It's extraordinary. Anyway, the company who owned the metal that fell off the back of the truck, you love this too, they've invited everybody that was affected to a barbecue at the company headquarters.
Oh,
I
beautiful.
love that. What a great gesture.
Yep, so sorry about that, guys. Do you want onion on your snag?
But does everybody turn up and there's just about 250 lie detectors going, gotcha, you bastards. Get on here.
We've brought them all in together. Do you know what that reminds me of, Swanee?
What?
Do you remember the sting they had, Fitz, where they were trying to work out an organised crime and there was a Super Bowl taking place in the local town? So they gave away free tickets to the Super Bowl, but to get the tickets, you had to register. So everybody that turned up, they got their details, they got their address, they got everything.
No, they were all searched. They had search warrants. They had warrants out on these
warrants
people.
out on these people who turned up but wanted the free tickets, so gave all their details over as they ushered the entire town through one area looking for Super Bowl tickets. Bang. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Got them all.
Got them all. Sting.
That is so smart, and I would absolutely fall for that because I've got the freever. You offer me something free, I'm there.
All right.
I'm there.
Swanee's coming to the Scrap Metal Barbecue.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast. Chrissy's clickbait.
If I say to you, prosopagnosia, do you know what I'm talking about?
Are they allergic to or afraid of pine trees?
That is a really nice guess, and thank you for playing along. No, it is called, it is a name that refers to facial blindness. And Joanna Lumley, ex-Ab Fab and just one of the greats of all time, the English actress, has admitted that she has it. Prosopagnosia. It means that she can meet somebody and she has no memory.
That's amazing.
I've got a bit of this, Swanee. I've got this.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Carl does as well, who is, you think he's one of the most smartest men in the world, but he honestly can't remember people that he meets.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
And do you know what
I
happens,
love it.
Swanee?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
you know why a lion doesn't attack tourists in a car on safari is because the lion sees the people in the car and the Jeep as one big animal. Doesn't see the individual cars. I walk into a social situation and just see a big group of people as one.
Yeah.
And I can't
Really?
identify the individual.
Which is weird because when I walk into the same function and see you, I need to turn around and walk away as well. I've got no idea.
So you said, Fitzy, it's me, mate. Frizy, it's the whip dog.
I've got to come. I love it when, famous people come out and say, I suffer from this, because it makes you feel better about your little quirks. I put all of these under the umbrella of Lady Madness, but more specifically, I have time blindness, which means I just do not know how long things take.
Awesome.
I've got absolutely no idea. And there is a term for it. It's called time agnosia or temporal myopia.
Right, so
yes.
are you no good at judging, say, a 5-minute period, or do you look at the clock and go, what do you mean it's 6 p.m? I thought it was 11 a.m.
No, like if I need to be at work at 2 o'clock,
Yeah.
I'll go at 1 o'clock. Yeah, I've got time to crumb these schnitzels.
Right, you just don't realise how long things take.
Yeah, I just do not know how long things take, and my life is very difficult because of it. And I also have, and I think you've got this, Whip, anomic or nominal aphasia, which means I cannot remember people's names.
Yeah, I do a lot of...
I can't.
There he is.
Yeah.
There I am. Oh, good to see you.
Hello, big fella.
All right. Moving on to very exciting news that Usher is touring our fair country. That was announced today. We've actually given away 2 of the very first tickets for the Sydney show. Very exciting. On the 13th of May, a little band that you may or may not have heard of called ZZ Top is playing in Sydney.
Okay.
Are they brothers?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, you would think so because they've got the matching beards, but that is
They
a
do.
very good question.
I don't know much about ZZ Top.
They're brothers.
Extraordinary. They are brothers, are they?
Dusty
There you
and
go.
Rocky Hill are their names. Actual
Dusty and Rocky Hill.
Oh, I like Rocky
My
Road more.
God. So look, if you're a guitar enthusiast, you should get along because my son went last night and he's currently texting me from inside.
Yeah, right.
What?
The house saying,
ZZ Top.
I am not at school, in case you're wondering, Mum. Because he got home at 11:30. Did you know that my son Leo is a bit of a guitar genius?
I love
that. When there's anyone sort of old school that really knows how to play that axe,
Yeah.
I make sure that he goes along
Yeah,
and gets some inspo.
What's his signature song? What's his signature song that he can play, Swanee? It's original cover.
He plays like he's like from another time. He loves Buddy Guy and all of these very old school. Yeah. And
Chuck
I thought
Berry
because
and stuff like that.
we're getting to know each other, and I wanted to share with you some audio of my son just like having a crack. Have a listen. Now this is him just. I plug in the amps outside if I'm having like a party or something because he just plays. This is him just making it up as he goes along.
That's beautiful.
There's a bit of blues in that as well.
He can play anything. That's him on the electric axe. I do believe we've got some acoustic as well because he plays like he's a genius.
Tommy, could we have a house band on the show? Could Leo Swan come in with a few mates and just be the house band?
Yeah, great idea. I'm up for every Friday.
I'm on mics. I'm on leads. I'm on leads and BVs. Me.
Yeah, you're
me.
BBs for sure.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
An iconic black mansion known as the Darth Vader house is sold to a new buyer.
Where's
The
this,
house,
mate?
It's on the outskirts of Houston, Texas. Actually, that's down the south of America. That's, where they do the fast auctions whip. It was first built in the 1990s. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you so you can see it. See, it looks like Darth Vader's helmet, doesn't it? It looks amazing.
I've never seen Star Wars. Can I attempt something?
Go for it.
I am your father, Luke. How's that?
No.
Bit different to that, is it?
You sound like the Emperor.
And it starts with Luke. I am your father.
I'm your father, yeah.
Look,
so don't
I
attempt.
am your father.
Don't.
I am your father.
Ash does a really good one, guys.
Does she?
Yeah.
Ash, Can you show us your Darth Vader
Luke, I
impression?
am your
or
father.
Can we hear it, Jet? Thanks, Ash.
Thanks, Ash. Here we go.
So mean.
Oh, you put
I'm
your hand
so-
up and said, give me a crack at it.
So it's just Luke, I am your father as Darth Vader.
Here we go.
Okay, quiet on set. Oh, there's a plane going across. Wait up. Here we go. Quiet on set. Stand by and action.
Luke, I am your father.
Doesn't sound like it. Certainly doesn't sound like it.
Unbelievable.
You did that really well. Oh, my God, you were right. You said it was your best.
That was so unbelievable. So it sold whip. The Darth Vader house sold for $5.2 million. But in 2022, he wanted $6 million for it, the vendor. So he got
Hang on a
robbed
minute. Give me the numbers again. So
he lost $800,000. He wanted $6 million. He only got 5.2. And
Right.
apparently he was not happy with the auctioneer. Have a listen.
The need to have it again. 9, 59 and a half, 59 and a half, $60 G and one.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
That is an amazing sketch.
it's awesome.
We just had
Awesome.
the greatest impression of Darth Vader from Ash.
Oh, followed by yibbity, 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 yibbity. More great impersonations from Ash coming up after the news.
I'm going home, guys.
Oh,
I'm
it doesn't
done.
get any better than that.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I want to ask, did you know someone, is this you or is it someone in the family that had an overseas relationship that you knew was going to end in disaster?
What do you mean? Are we talking long distance or are we
Look-
talking about they fell in love overseas and didn't come back?
The favourite continent that my wife and I think, Chrissy, you're the same as well, that we love to visit is Asia. Asia is the most beautiful place on earth, and to jump onto a scooter and go and try the local food anywhere is unbelievable. But the one thing I do... It's very interesting that when you do go over to Asia, there are a lot of countries there where you do see a lot of elderly Australian men who can't find love back home. And over there, it's an abundance. You know, they find love. I want to talk about a mate of mine who works FIFO. He works up the top of WA. He works 2 weeks on, he works 2 weeks off. And part of his new contract that he signed with the company is that 4 times a year he gets to go over. They fly him because it's so close to Thailand. He gets to fly to Thailand 4 times a year of his 2 weeks off to see the love of his life.
Oh, great. Okay.
Because he's fallen in love. He's fallen in love with a local girl over there when he was visiting Chrissy, when he was holidaying.
It's very easy to fall in love on a holiday, I think. It's like what they say. They
holiday
said,
romance.
Don't buy a house on a holiday. Don't do the supermarket shopping when you're hungry. Do you know what I mean? And if he was lonely and was on a holiday, I could understand how easy it would be to fall in love.
Well, he would be probably mid-50s.
Okay.
She was about 15 years younger. She was probably about 40, and he fell in love straight away, mate. So
Where did they meet? Can I ask?
I think he was just over there. It was in a market, he said, and she had a stall.
For the love of markets.
Their eyes just locked straight away, and he said, this is the woman for me. Now, if you're signing a new contract to go over and see the love of your life, you're locked in. So it got to the point in the relationship where she said, I want you to come over and come to my house and meet my family. Yeah. And he said in his mind that this is a perfect opportunity to ask for her hand in marriage.
Oh, geez, he's really stepped it up.
So he was very nervous, went over there. He got there a day earlier to surprise her.
Oh, that's cute.
Rocked up.
Is it?
She's sort of
Yeah, I'm nervous.
She's regional Thailand, so it's a little bit further out. And he's got on the door, knocked on the door. She's opened the door. And she's very, very nervous. He could tell something was up. And unfortunately, he was there to ask for her hand in marriage. And unfortunately, there was 2 other Australian guys living with her in the house.
Ian and Steve were there.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I mean...
He's for a crowd. Like, in my mind, I'm trying to help him out here.
He did say to me that there was a moment where she said, well, we can all do this together.
Okay. So, all right. It would make sense to me if there was one Australian man in there. How are there 2 already?
Yeah, how did the second one come along?
Were they also surprising her and then it's just like, oh, here's another one?
Do you know what he found out afterwards? That the family home, they wanted to sell the family home and they wanted to sell it to the highest price. So she was basically getting buyers for the house, which were the loves of her life, and she wanted them to bid against each other so the family could have a bit of money.
She's quite the networker, isn't she?
It's not bad.
What did your friend do standing there at the threshold with his takeaway pad thai?
Absolutely shattered, Swanee. Absolutely shattered for 24 hours, and then he found another girl. And
he went back to the market. Sophie in Crow's Nest. Can we talk to Soph, who's called through? This happened to you?
Yeah. So I met a guy online.
Yeah.
It was through a friend, but we had never met. He actually lived in the UK, and he made up this big, extravagant story about coming to Australia. He was going to move here, but he wanted to sort of visit first, see how he felt, and it just never happened. But, like, he showed me plane tickets and all this stuff, rental documents for a property in Sydney, and it just never happened.
So what was his excuse for not getting on the plane if he had the plane ticket?
That it was always just going to be pushed back. Or it was always something that came up. Oh, he got, he had to stay at work another couple of months. Or a family member was sick. Or it was always an excuse, though, but he always had, like...
Yeah, he always had a way out. Sophie, you said that you were introduced through a friend. What does your friend say about this?
Just goes along with it.
Yeah.
Just doesn't really sort of... Yeah.
Was he sending photos of himself, Soph, so you thought it was legit?
Oh, yes. Yep, he had a Facebook profile. It all seemed legit. No, like AI sort of photos. You know how you can tell someone's AI?
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It seemed very, very legit.
So I don't understand. What you must have done a lot of soul searching here. What is he set to gain from doing this? That's what I don't understand.
Did he ask for money, Soph?
No, but he did sort of at one point suggest that we move in together when he was looking for rentals, a rental property. Luckily, I didn't. But yeah, he was suggesting things like that.
So what was the final straw? Because obviously, at some point, you've gone. Actually, this is not happening. What was it?
It was probably the third time that he cancelled that I was like, all right, this is just not happening. I was just over it by then.
It's I mean, I can't imagine how nervous you would be if you've fallen in love with someone online. And you're on. Let's say that relationship goes for 6 months to a year, where you're professing your love for each other and how much you want to see that person. How nervous you would be at the airport for the first time that you meet them, because you wouldn't be 100% sure until they arrive.
Yeah, you got to look into their eyes,
and they look like the person that they've been sending through to you.
I say we get Sophie to reignite this relationship, and we get him out, and then when he arrives at your place, Soph, Fitzy and Whipper are there with their auction paddles, and away you go.
Oh, so we're the other two guys, are we?
Yes, you're the other two guys.
Soph, that's a great idea.
Soph, we've bought you a house in Thailand. Congratulations.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.